have been seeing these patchwork denim skirts all over my Pinterest, and now I must make it because I'm in love, I'm obsessed, and it doesn't look very difficult to make. Now, I don't have much denim, but I have a whole lot of scrap fabrics, so we will make do, and we're going to make the skirt, and it's gonna be adorable. Now, what I do have is these camo pants that have been a victim of my previous projects. It does have a very nasty stain on it, but I thought it would be a perfect base for what I want to do. I also have another pair of camo pants that have been a victim of my previous projects, so it will all work out in the end, right? This is going to be a very much trust the process sort of thing, so good luck to me. Stick through it and let's see what happens, right? Yeah! I feel like this project is going to be like free therapy for me because I'm such a perfectionist, so doing things like patchwork and messy designs is very stressful for me, but we have to get through it. We have to get out of our comfort zones, right? So let's get started, right? So we need to figure out where we're gonna cut. I have a metal zipper, so of course I have to cut underneath because I don't want to sew over it. The pockets, probably not gonna keep because who can be bothered working around that. And I was thinking, I like the little pockets. They have little flaps and they'll actually have actual pockets. So I would cut here, which would get rid of the spots here. And that would be like a really cute detail, especially if I like fold over. I could put like pleats here. How cute is that? Another thing I can use from this base is this pocket. And I saw one of the pins that cut it out and they just kind of sewed it on top and it was hanging. It was so cool. I must do it as well. This is what she looks like so far, and isn't she just mighty gorgeous? Look at the back. Obviously very exposed. Don't look at her cheeks. We're gonna put some pleats here, make it nice and bouncy. This is where the patchwork part comes in because I don't have that much of this fabric to make the pleats. So we're gonna have to figure out what other textures we can add, what other fabrics we can add to make it look somewhat cohesive. I know patchwork is supposed to be like hectic, but again, perfectionist, so it has to look somewhat put together, right? Let's see what we can figure out. To make the pleats, you need a long piece of fabric. Luckily for me, this fabric already has lines on it because I need equal width of multiple strips of fabric. Now normally you would end up with 4 strips of fabric, but I only have 1 leg, so I'm gonna have 2. And I'm gonna use some tartan fabric to make more pleats that I'll need later on. Then you need to grab 2 pieces of strips and put them right sides together, and using a zigzag stitch to prevent fraying, you need to sew them together. And you should end up with a long piece of fabric. I'm using a fork to make the pleats, which is my favorite pleat hack of all time because it makes equal pleats and it saves you a ton of time measuring. Simply put it between the tongs, twist, make sure it lines up, and then pin it down. When you're finished pinning, you need to sew each one down about 2 inches to secure them in place. I made the pleats. They're looking beautiful. The pleats are the most time-consuming thing you will ever experience, but they are so worth it. As you can see, I did not have much fabric to work with, so I added a bit of color, a little pop of something to make it more interesting color-wise because it was looking a little bit bland. I made it from this leftover tartan fabric that I had. I think it looks beautiful. I do need to hem it, and if you know me, you know that I will do everything that I can not to hem things because I hate hemming things. So I will probably use bias tape to hem it in a very quick and easy way. I had some extra fabric from the cargo pants, so I made little pleats, these little cute little pleats as well. As previously mentioned, I love the idea of a little pocket just kind of hanging out, making a little cover up as well, because I had this gap in here. I was like, oh, what can I put here? Bam. How cute is she? This is the basic second layer, right? So we got the first layer, we got the second layer of just like covering all the bits, making sure that I'm not exposed in the middle of London. Now all we need to do is sew it all together and then work on the third layer, the decorations, the cute little useless things that don't do anything except add texture and interest, right? But there's obviously some areas that will need a little bit extra care, like the pockets, because obviously they are functional. So I'll have to move it around, make sure I don't sew all over it, right? There's also the zipper situation, because obviously, as you can see, I did cover it up. I'm thinking of just making some space for it, so I'll probably just sew all up to here and then a little bit on here so that I can still use the zipper. I actually love this part because it's like a continuous pleat. I will need to sew them together, but I love how this is a bit longer, so again adds interest. And the back, I want to keep it like nice and neat so that at least from behind it looks somewhat normal. Because the front is obviously very, very busy, and I want a little bit of balance to this piece. When you are designing the skirt, I would highly recommend wearing the base layer and pinning everything while you're wearing it, because it looks wildly different on your body than it does on the mannequin. Another tip I have is play around with it as much as possible, because I had these pleats at the back and then the tartan in the front, and it looked so busy and kind of ugly, and I thought that I failed. I thought, I'm gonna have to scrap this project, I'm gonna have to start all over again. But no, I played around with it more, I found what works. I had this other pocket and I was like, oh, I should put it here, but it was too bulky. So don't be scared to experiment, to add other textures, and just have fun with it, right? Yeah. And there she is in all of its glory. Isn't she beautiful? The second layer done, the hardest part done, and now it is time for the third layer, the decorating, the little pieces, the little trinkets that will tie it all together into one cohesive piece. There's not much left to do, but I want to make sure that it looks nice and profesh. So I wanted to put some lace right here to cover up the stitches, because I don't really like how the stitches look. It looks a little bit too rough. So the lace would look gorgeous on it, like that. It looks a bit more elegant, a little bit more put together, and it was like a natural end around here, so I thought I could just let this hang and be another piece of interest. I also have these little pins that are super cute. I'm a gold girl, so of course I have to have some gold pieces on it. I thought they would go perfectly here, add a little bit of shine to it. Then I also have these little safety pins that I thought would look super cute as well. I can just put them all over the place. I don't want to overdo it, so for now, let's put these all together and see what else they might need. Okay, I've added everything I wanted to add. I feel like I did not overdo it, and she is officially finished. Look at her. It was such a trust the process kind of thing, and I'm so glad that I stuck it out, because there were many times that I wanted to quit because it looked weird, but we got there, we persevered, and we got there. Yes! I'm so excited. This project made my passion for upcycling come back to life, and I have 2 more ideas, and I want to get to them immediately because I'm so excited to share it with you. So, as much as we love this, it's time to move to another project. And if you want to see it, subscribe, like the video, let me know what else you want to see from me, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye bye.